Namaste and good morning or good afternoon. I can see Joy on the screen now. I'm here for a yoga anatomy and the physiology session. Will guide you towards the session of the yoga anatomy and the physiology. Would like to ask you things, Joy. Am I audible? Okay. So first thing I would like to ask, we are here conducting a 300 hours a session of yoga anatomy and physiology. We will begin. So the most important to ask you, Joy, are you doing a 200-hour course or 300 hours?
Hello, actually I'm doing 500 hours altogether, but I'm in Singapore right now. So I already completed my 200 hours with Yoga Point India in Singapore.
Yeah.
And then I signed up for 500 hours with you guys.
Okay, so you are now for 300 hours directly. So you already did 200 hours before. Now you will be here for 300 hours.
Correct.
Okay, no problem, no problem. I will just wait for the couple of minutes for the rest of the people and then I can start with my session.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Before I start, I will like to chant a prayer as a part of the opening mantra with the session. So we'll chant one prayer and a Om. You can mute yourself till then. Yep. Try to keep your phone on the mute. Okay. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. We'll chant Om one time. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much. And we start now. So before we start, I would like to introduce myself here. My name is Shubham and I am a professional yoga teacher trainer from the last 6 years, been in the teaching field sector internationally, conducted by the Yoga Alliance. Being brought up and born in India and in Rishikesh, studied a lot of yoga with my family here, teaching since childhood. The guru, my mom is my yoga guru here. So since childhood, I've been teaching the yoga. But for your course, I will be teaching only anatomy to you. Even if I teach all the subjects like philosophy and the hatha yoga and the different styles of yoga, but for you as a teacher, I will be teaching and guiding anatomy and physiology in this course. So whatever the questions and the doubts even you will have in the future, you can ask me anytime and try to be frank and honest or the open-minded and try to be like a friendly here in our sessions as we will cover all the syllabus and all the topics under the 300 hours or as per the 300 hour syllabus. We have one more student. Let me check on my phone who else we have. We have Ellie. So yes, Ellie. Namaste, Ellie. and
Namaste.
namaste from India and good morning. I think you have also joined in the morning, but I told you to join in the afternoon. So nice to see you back as well, Ellie.
Yep.
Okay. I was telling Joy, here we have one more student, Joy, who is from Singapore, and Ellie is from, I think, Dubai. Am I right?
I'm from the US.
Oh, sorry, from US. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So she's from
It's okay.
US. Okay.
I'm in Qatar though. So
You are in Qatar now.
yeah.
So, yeah. So I was saying, like, for the people, try to be in an open-minded personality here. Try to be frank and try to ask as many questions in the future if we have. And in the classes at the end, I introduced myself before. This recording of these sessions will be available on the YouTube from the Himalayan Yoga School. So our management team will guide you even if you want to see the recording of the classes later, they will try to give you the recording. Starting with our anatomy and the physiology sessions now. Yes, Ellie, now we can mute yourself. You can keep your camera on as well if you wish. So if you have a good internet as well, you can keep it on or you can keep it off as well. But try to keep yourself on mute area. No problem with camera. We will cover some of the systems we have seen in the 200 hours, like the things or about the cells or about the tissues, or in short, we have already seen some things specifically in the 200 hours, like about the structure of the body or about the functions of the body or about the bodily systems, the human body systems. So before we start, we would like to know what is exactly an anatomy and physiology. How will we define what is anatomy? Anatomy is that branch of the science which deals with the study of the structure or the specific part of the body. That means whether that part or the structure of the body is depend upon the size, depending upon the shape, or depending upon the location. So only that study of that part or the structure will be what? About the anatomy. So if we have a question in our mind, then what is the physiology? Physiology basically means the study or the branch of the science that studies about the proper functions of those parts and the structure of the body. So the functioning, the knowledge we gain after studying of the proper functioning of those parts and structure will be a physiology part. Just to give you an example, if consider our heart, the organ heart, if we would study about its size, about its shape, about where it's located, its location, then that part or that study is under the anatomy. And if we study about the functioning of the heart, so how does the heart work? Or how does the heart beat? Or how does the heart pump the pure form of the blood or oxygenated blood to the body? How it takes back the impure blood from the body with the arteries and veins. So these all the proper functioning of the heart will come under the section of physiology. So this is just an example I wanted to give. If we study heart about the shape, size and the location, it will be categorized under anatomy, and differently about its function, it will be under the physiology. So we will be learning about the specific systems, about the specific human body systems. Also, we will be learning about some therapy type, not exactly all the therapy, because you have a session on the yoga therapy as well with another teacher. So here are some things about the therapy related with that system, what we will learn. that we will be also watching in this course or also studying in this course. You have already studied a few basic systems in your 200 hours. We will begin with the human body systems directly here. But before we study the human body systems, as an introduction to the anatomy and physiology, we would like to know why it is important to study the anatomy and physiology. Can you tell any one of you? You can mute yourself and you can answer. I would like to repeat one question to Ellie or like, why is it need to study a yoga anatomy and physiology? Or if we don't know about yoga anatomy and the physiology, what will happen or why it is so important to study the yoga anatomy and physiology? Anyone? Yes, Ellie or Joy?
Because you
So,
can hurt someone if you don't know.
Okay, first I will go with Ellie and then Joy can also answer after Ellie. Yes, Ellie.
Because you can hurt someone if you don't know what you're doing, like what every part does. You can
Exactly.
hurt yourself when you practice.
The short and the right answer. Correct, Ellie. And what about Joy? Like your answer?
to say the same thing actually.
Okay. Okay. So it was like we will heard as a professional yoga teacher if we will become a professional yoga teacher. And if we don't know about some basic things about the yoga anatomy and physiology, definitely we would hurt someone, not someone, our own students. So basic knowledge is what more important, like where the parts are being located, at least how they function, that is a different thing. But at least the location of the bones, at least the location of the muscle, at least the location or the functioning of our organs. For example, if I will ask you, like if I will tell you the location of the stomach, why it is on the left side, or how much how much time after the meal we can practice yoga. Before the meal, it is very important to practice yoga. That means asanas or the physical practice, not only about asanas, about kriyas, the cleansing techniques, the physical practice, or about the meditation, the and the breathing techniques, pranayama as well. So we do practice on this on empty stomach, but where is it located, and what will happen if we don't, or if we do practice after the meal? So after how much hours, couple of hours after the meal we should practice, or what should we do as an to digest the food properly? So there are some things basically, or where is the heart located exactly? So there are some things here in the anatomy, like about the food pipe, about the lungs, about the respiratory system. So that we should at least know, not only during as a yoga teacher, as a professional yoga teacher, but even after. Our aim, even for those people whose aim is not to teach in the future as a yoga teacher, but for those people also, it is very important to know the basic knowledge about the parts and the systems of the body or the organs of the body. May I ask both of you one question? That is, do you know about the food pipe or and the windpipe? Are they both different pipes? Yes or no?
I don't know. I think so. They
Okay.
are.
Yes. So
They
there
are.
are
They are
different
different.
pipes.
Yeah.
Yes. So food pipe is different and windpipe is different. We carry food in the food pipe and air in the windpipe, oxygen. So if this food pipe and windpipe in our body, if they are inside our body, now we cannot see, but they are inside. So giving you an example, with this red marker, consider it is a food pipe, and this blue marker, consider this as a windpipe. So if this food pipe and windpipe are different, are they connected like side to side? in our body inside, or are they connected back and front in our body inside? Can you answer this? Just a small thing.
I have no idea.
Yes, Joy?
I don't know.
I think it's back and front.
Exactly. If they are back and front, I would like to ask one more thing. So this is just if they are back and front, you are right, Joy. No problem, Ellie. Then which one is in front? Whether the wind pipe is in front or food pipe is in front, if they are back and yes,
The windpipe is in front.
very correct. So this is what we had at least some things or no, not only about the systems we should learn or about the muscle and these bones or where they locate or how they work, which muscles get engaged, but about our organs. If we eat, the food is going behind in the food pipe, which is actually part of 200 hours, which we need to know some basics. Here, our air pipe or wind pipe, very correctly said, is in front. So when we eat the food, it doesn't enter our windpipe, but our glottis will send the food into the food pipe. It is an involuntary action, which is not in control with our mind. So there are some things, even if we don't teach in the future as a yoga teacher, if those people, that people should know some basic things in our system, where it exactly, which part is where. Some people shows the kidneys in front, but kidneys are not in the front, kidneys are in the back at the side. So people should know this basic knowledge, should have some basic knowledge, even if their intention is not to teach in the future. But as a yoga instructor, as a yoga teacher, yes, we should know these things, as your students will ask you this type of questions, and you will be have to deal with all those things, not only about this location and these things, but in deep about all the disease and disorders and how to cure them with the certain cleansing techniques, breathing techniques, and physical practices about asanas and the meditations. That is a part of therapy. Instead of starting to about our first important thing, the human body made up of the smallest element, cell, a human cell. It is a part of again a 200 hour. We'll just cover it up quickly. So the hundreds, billions and trillions of cells will make up our human body, and this cell will be in a group to form a tissue. So we have the trillions of cells in our body, which are nothing but the blocks, the building blocks of human body. Make sure you carry a paper and a pen with you. So whenever I will say, you can just note it down, a paper or a pen or a notebook or for the notes. About after this cells, so the group of cells will make our tissue. And in our human body, there will be the muscular tissue, made up of the muscles. There will be the nerve tissue, made up of the nerve. These tissues means the group of cells. So one cell is the smallest element, but the group of cells together will make tissues. So we have these muscular tissues, nerve tissues. We also have epithelial tissues. You can see the epidermis, the skin, the layer of the epiderma here on our surface. It is an epithelial tissue covering of our body as well on the internal organs. Similarly, we have connective tissues. So connective tissues we find in our blood, bones, and in our cells as well, which connects our bones to the bones, which connects our bones to the muscles, which connects our muscles to another muscle. So there are connective tissues. So these tissues are nothing but the group of cells. And this group of cells are how many cells? More than 100 trillions of cells in our human body. And what these cells require to survive? How we survive? We survive on the oxygen we breathe and the nutrients we get from the food. So the cells will survive on the nutrients which is absorbed from the food and the layer of pranic flow means or the oxygen is what requires is required for the cell to survive. When the cell will survive, the body will survive. When the cell will die, the cells will die, the body will die. Similarly, we have the cells, the tissues, and the group of tissues will make our organs. So approximately, we will have 78 organs in our human body. Approximately all these organs like heart, brain, kidneys, and everything, liver and internal organs, stomach and intestines, approximately all these parts along with the glands in our body which produces hormones. So all these organs, different organs will be approximately 78. And how are these organs formed? Organs are formed by the number of tissues grouped together. And tissues are formed how? When the number of cells grouped together. So the group of cells makes a tissue, groups of tissues makes the organs. And the organs are nothing but the systems are made up of the group of organs. So considering any system of our body we will study in the future, like our digestive system, our respiratory system, all are these made up of the group of organs. So specific group of organs for respiratory, specific group of organs for the digestive, specific group of organs for the skeletal system, specific group of organs for the muscular system, for the nervous system, for the cardiovascular, the heart system. So we will have the group of organs will make our bodily systems. We will study later. Before we get to know about the human body systems and the topics of the different human body, we need to learn some things which would describe our human body structure. So what are those terms or the terminology, we can say in short, the anatomical terminology of the human body. So anatomical terminology of the human body, we'll write something. So I hope the whiteboard is visible. So the anatomical terminology, is it visible clearly? Can you just reply yes, no?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Of anatomical terminology of our human body, of the human body only, not any other organism, living organism we will study here. Then we have some directional terms which describe or which the position of the human body. So with that, we will write here some directional terms. I apologize today, but from tomorrow I will bring a new marker which will make this visible clearly. Some directional terms to study our human body terminology. So what are these directional terms which will help to study the positions of our human body, the positions of the structure and the parts of the human body? Taking an example, we have the structure of the parts. For example, this is one part, hand, leg. So some directional terms are important if we will start with the body system. The first one, I will write down the first term, the superior or cranial. When you write down the first term, the superior or cranial. What does this mean, the superior or cranial? So this directional term, the superior or the cranial, means that structure or that part of our body which is towards the head side. That means this is our head. Whatever the parts of the body are towards the superior extremity or towards the head end, that parts are known to be as the superior or cranial. So we have the face or the neck, upper region, we have the cranium, the frontal region, the forehead towards the superior part of our head. So this in our human body, these terms or those bones or the names of the bones will present in our cranium, in our face. That bones or muscles will be named after this directional term, which will be helpful for you when we will study about some skeleton and muscle later. So this is what example, our hand also is at the superior extremity. So hand is also at the superior side. Our legs are where? Towards inferior side. So we'll write down the next term, inferior. Inferior or casual side, we can say. Or inferior or caudal side, we can say. So about the inferior or the caudal, these directional terms will indicate those structure and those part of the body which will lie towards the feet or towards the ground or towards our leg, towards our feet. So whatever the structure, that means our calf or that means our ankle or the part, our foot are toward the inferior side of our body or the caudal side of our body. Then the next term I will write here, anterior and posterior, the next term. So what is the anterior or the posterior? Anterior means those parts or the structure of the body which lies in the front section of the body. That means in the front we have the torso, abdomen. The trunk is full trunk below the neck, but in front we have all the torso, the lungs, even in the front section of the body. Also an example, our kneecap. Our patella is our kneecap. It is located where? In the front section of our leg, not the back of our leg. So this is an anterior side. There are some bones in the front side of the leg. There are some bones in the front side of the arm. Front side of the body, we have the rib. At the back is known as the posterior. We have the spine. We have the hamstrings at the back of our leg. So there are some parts of the structure of the body towards the front known to be categorized under the anterior part, which can be also known as ventral part, anterior or ventral. And here we can say those structure of the parts of the body which lie at the back of our body is to be termed as posterior, or it can be termed as dorsal. Dorsal structure or dorsal part. Namaste, Neringa. We have one more new student, Neringa. Namaste, I hope I am audible to you as well. Then, the next term and the directional term we will see the medial and lateral. So write down the next term, medial and Also below medial, lateral. What does this directional term medial mean? The structure or those parts of the body which will lie in the midline of any part. So towards the midline of the body, whatever parts or the organs are been there are to be known as toward the medial, and the lateral means whatever the parts or the structure or the organs are been present in our body towards the side away from the midline. That means lateral. Which is away from the midline, that is been lateral, which is towards the midline, that is known to be as medial. Similarly, we have two more terms. That terms I will write down after I erase these two. So make sure you have written down these directional terms, which will be helpful to identify structure and the parts of the body. Where are they located? Also for Neringa, you have joined now, but you can see or write it later with the recording as well. We have two more terms, proximal and distal. So here the number was F, E, F. Here I will write down G. The proximal and distal. These two terms are the last two terms from the 8 terms. So proximal terms means towards the trunk or the point of origin of the part. So for example, if we have the origin point of the part, for example, like in our thigh, we have the pelvic, and in that pelvic, which is towards the proximal side, means which is the first point towards our pelvic, our hip, the upper bone of the thigh, that bone is known as femur. For example, towards the shoulder, which is this bone in the arm, that bone is present towards the proximal side of the shoulder. That is known to be as the proximal muscle, proximal bones, or proximal parts of the body. And what is to be known as distal? Distal means which is away from the trunk side at the distant point. For example, we have the wrist at the distant point from the elbow, or from the distal point from the shoulder. We have the ankle at a distal end from our hip. So this is what we located from the farthest point from the trunk. So our hand is a distal end from the forearm. So if this is the forearm, the hand is at the distal end and the elbow is at proximal end where it starts. The starting point, in simple terms, I will say, this is our anatomical term. Proximal means the starting point, distal end means the ending point. So where it will start, that point we have to see. Distal means where it ends, the body or the structure, the parts. So these terms like superior, that means towards the head side, above, up, upper region, or inferior, below region, towards the foot side. The next term was anterior, towards the front side. The next was the posterior, towards the back side. Then the next term which we have seen were medial, like towards the midline of the body, those parts or the organs. For example, heart is at the center, just slightly tilted at the left. So this is at the midline of the body, the rib, the sternum, this bone, our food pipe, our windpipe at the midline in the center. Stomach is at the left. Like this, lateral, at the lateral side of the body. For example, we have the pinky finger at the lateral end from the mid. So this is not the midpoint. This is the lateral side. The thumb is at the lateral side It is at the midline, lateral side, away from the midline of the body. Also, we have the proximal end where we say it as the starting point, and the distal end where we say it as the ending point. Are the important terms where we need to know about the anatomical terminology of the body. So we have to know these important terms. In short, there are some planes of the body as well along with the directional terms where we need to know that our body has three planes. Which are those three planes? That I will write it down here, the names of those three planes. Those three planes are planes of body. Nothing but simple. We have frontal plane in simple term, I will write. We have lateral plane and we have transverse plane. So the frontal plane is also known as coronal plane. The lateral plane is also known as sagittal plane. And the transverse plane is also known as axial plane. So whenever we see the parts of the structure of the body from the front view, this plane of the body is known to be as the frontal plane. So we have the frontal plane where we can see from the front and the back as well, where we see the body from the front and the back, the coronal plane. In the lateral plane, we can see the body from the side view. That is, if we will stand like this towards the camera, this is the side angle, nothing but my lateral side you can see now. That is nothing but lateral plane. You will see only those parts or those bones or those muscles which are present in my lateral side. In the front side, frontal plane. And what is transverse plane, axial plane? That is when we see the structure or the parts of the body from the top view and the bottom view. So whatever the parts of the structure or the organs of the body we can see from the top and the bottom. If we kept a human in the laboratory, after watching it from the top and the bottom, that plane to be known as the transverse plane or the axial plane of our body. So some directional terms are important as a human body before studying some human body systems. Then some planes of the human body are important parts to be known. We already know our sections of body, that is like head section, the neck section, the torso, the abdomen, the upper back, lower back, upper limbs, and lower limbs. So we have approximately 5 sections. Head section is one section, neck section is second. We have this whole trunk. This whole trunk will represent the torso, abdomen, upper back, and lower back. This will be one section of the body, trunk we say. Then we have number 4, upper limbs and lower limbs. So head, neck, trunk, upper limbs and lower limbs makes the 5 section of our human body. Before that, we know about the planes of the body, the front, the lateral side, the transverse plane. And before those planes, we studied today about some directional terms which will locate our parts and the structure of the body accordingly. So today we will see up till this much. We have also seen an introduction to an anatomy about a small definitions of cells, tissues, and organs, just to revise our 200 hours what we studied before in short. And from tomorrow we will start with our regularly human bodily systems along by some therapy topic. Up till here, is it clear, everyone?
Yes.
Thank you. So try to ask these questions if you have any time. Naringa, I would like to discuss with you as well. You are new here. Are you also for
Hi,
the 200 hours?
Yeah, 300 hours.
Yes, great, correct. This is a 300
But
hours.
I am confused because I thought anatomy is the first class in the morning.
Anatomy was the first class in the morning. That was for 200 hours. It is conducted by me also.
Because the way they sent me the itinerary,
Schedule.
I guess it's wrong because now I was supposed to have an hour break and then I just logged in and I saw that there's a lesson. So I have to
No,
get the
now,
correct.
yeah. So you can ask the management and they will give you the correct schedule. We completed the class now. Maybe now you will have some break or maybe some different class. But we have 45 minutes of therapy and 45 minutes of anatomy and physiology, which we have ended now.
So this
300 hours.
So this was for 300 hours or for 200? 300.
300,
Okay.
this one. Yes, so you are on the right course. In the morning, it was for 200 hours, basic also.
Okay, so I have to ask them to send me the correct. Okay, no problem. Thanks.
No problem, Narina. See you all tomorrow. We'll end up the session by chanting one Om, the first sound from the universe. You can mute yourself now. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. End up the meeting now. Thank you.